What's up, gamers? Are we ready for this Omnium Files? Because I'm not sure I am, considering what's going on. But also, Cinebeach, thank you for the follow. Sorry I couldn't get to it earlier, I had shit to do while I was setting up, but nice to see you here. So, let's dive into it, because today we're going to be doing the first, like, locked off route. So that's gonna be interesting. I don't know what to expect at all. It's, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. I'm sure everything's gonna be fine. I'm expecting we're gonna find out maybe a thing or two, maybe just a couple little things. Well, let me just... There we go. I just have to figure out some shit with my setup being bad and awful. It's like suddenly I can't have like desktop audio up on like my start and end screens? Like off entirely, not like just muted. Normally I could have that, and that's why it wasn't an issue for me to have it like playing back for me to hear. Cause it's not playing my desktop audio. Suddenly it is. And that means I have to like specifically mute it when I go like AFK or start and end the stream. That's... Anyway, let's get into it. Tech issues suck. It's weird because I like Googled it because I was like, I'm sure I didn't have this here earlier. And they're like, oh, you can't take off desktop audio. It's like, that's not correct! I like how that just went to like a lower quality. Just for fun. Where the fuck did this even end? Be careful, Date, there's water. Don't trip and fall, Date. Be so sad. Well, no.
The scene is being inspected without you. This time the body didn't disappear. However, you lost consciousness. I didn't expect you to faint. Seeing that corpse must have been
Right.
shocking. I did not predict you to be the fainting type. I suppose humans are unpredictable. Now that you're back, let's get back to business.
He just got back from fainting.
You are conscious, are you not? Are you at a loss for words?
Like, give our man a second.
Date, don't let negative thoughts consume you.
So true, though, bestie.
Thinking that Iris died because of me.
Nice
If I
impression.
never took her to Ota's, this wouldn't have happened.
Welcome back, LG.
If you truly believe that, then your brain is completely rotten. Or perhaps when you saw the corpse, your head became filled with images of blooming yellow dandelions.
What?
Oh, you're talking now. Was I correct? If you consider the situation logically, even an elementary school student would understand.
Huh?
Huh?
Fine.
What? Huh?
Allow me to pluck some of those dandelions from your mind. I will ask 3 questions. Please answer honestly. First question. The cold storage warehouse was not in regular operation. But even so, the AC was on, and a minus 58-degree temperature was maintained.
Minus 58.
Why is that?
Guess that makes sense. I wonder. Look at the water. Oh, ice cream, obviously. Wait, shit, the warehouse wasn't in use? Like, we had noticed that earlier.
To preserve something.
Yes. Let us move on to the next question.
Holy shit. I hope he
Second
wins.
question.
Can't wait
There
to
was
see
something
Tails.
strange about the corpse. Do you remember what that was?
That was pretty strange that it was covered by a cloth. It was also pretty strange that it was hidden in the engine compartment. I mean, Negative 58, how could it have been frozen?
That is a unique factor. But there was something else. Something more peculiar.
Okay, I thought that she was saying like the corpse, so I was like, well, the body
The
itself?
culprit was afraid that the body would be discovered, so they hid it under the hood. But why there? The ocean is right here. If they really wanted to hide the body, they could have put weights on it and sunk it into the water.
But we do not know for certain that the culprit was attempting to dispose of the body.
They're only hiding it for now. Okay. He has a lot to think about the water. Wait, yeah, I mean, Negative 58, would that... I mean, what system are we talking in right now? I mean, it's already hidden, so this is actually kind of weird.
What is unnatural about that?
Isn't it strange? The culprit hid the body because they didn't want it to be found. But then they cover it with a cloth. That implies they thought that someone would eventually find it.
I explained earlier. The body may not have been hidden by the culprit.
Oh,
Even if
right.
they were responsible. It is not uncommon that murderers feel a sudden urge of remorse or pity for their victim.
So the cloth was a sign of pity?
That is a possibility.
Iris's body was completely frozen. The temperature read Negative 58. With Iris's weight... Just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady that?
105 pounds.
I see. 105, huh? It should have taken about 18 hours to freeze solid.
Yeah.
We were...
Wait a moment. Before you draw your conclusion, allow me to ask my final question.
Date actually knowing that it would take that long instead of having to, like, ask Aiba. He
2
is
days
smart
ago,
sometimes.
Sunday night, you found a dead body in the cold storage warehouse.
Wait. Has she been there the whole time?
But afterward, you visited the Sagan household and discovered that
Did we
Iris
go
was
back to
not
this
still
timeline?
alive.
Or, like, a different version of it?
Why?
This is my theory.
I see. I understand now. Maybe we're thinking about this all wrong. Iris isn't alive. She's dead. I saw the ghost of Iris.
Well, that's not where I was going.
Mr. Date, it's time for your medication.
I was thinking somehow that whole thing was, like, a weird hallucination. Well... Oh, I want to see what she says to this, though.
What I saw on Sunday must have been a hallucination. It was a dream.
No, Date. You're overthinking it. You saw the corpse. But Iris was alive. Which means...
She trusts him a surprising amount, honestly. And it's not this, obviously.
Because we saved her. We saved her in Somnia.
Was that... Is this a different person?
Logically,
Are there two of her?
what occurs in dreams does not affect reality.
Was that not
In
Iris?
parallel worlds, that is even less possible. So if that's the case,
Can I fucking...
You mean?
you've got it.
He didn't say shit. That wasn't Iris. Wait. Okay, so the person who murdered wasn't Iris. But, like, over that period of time, after he left the warehouse, someone came in and hid her in the whatever, the forklift, and she froze in the time between, like, then and now. Meanwhile, real Iris was still well and alive. Well, you see. So basically, words. Aiba can, like, basically AR herself onto Date's vision since she's, like, she is his eyeball, you know? She can just kind of protect herself. My brain is capable of forming words.
I don't believe it.
The stomach is swollen slightly. She appears to have been pregnant.
How?
Do not worry. The uterus does not contain a fetus.
You mean after she was killed?
No. The fetus was not present in her body when she was killed. She must have been killed
That's what
after
she's-
giving birth.
Hamster form is what she does when she is, like, actually physically outside of his body. That's actually, like, a real thing. The, gamer form is, like, a simulation she does when she's either insomnium or wants to, like, project herself into reality. Without, you know, actually popping out of his eye socket.
The distended stomach does not immediately shrink after birth. The expanded uterus takes some time to return to its normal size.
Hamster better, though, is the thing. I prefer hamster form.
This evidence makes one thing perfectly obvious.
This corpse isn't Iris.
She should have a
Someone
Numaro form.
else.
I think it'd be funny.
Means?
Iris is still alive.
Not necessarily.
I mean, yeah.
She could be alive. We haven't confirmed that yet.
Schrodinger's Iris.
Multiple stab wounds with a single-edged, sharp object to the victim's back.
Okay, but this still
Judging
doesn't,
by the size and shape of the marks,
like,
the weapon was
explain
most
why
likely
we
a kitchen
knew about her going to be
knife.
stabbed,
Matches what you
whatever.
saw on Sunday.
Unless... Cause, where did we see her get stabbed? I forget who Somnium was in. Was that... I think it was Somnium that we saw her get stabbed in, maybe? No, that was after she apparently died. So that's someone else. But what if she had already died before we had seen that, and the person whose Somnium we saw that in saw her get murdered? So that's how that happened.
So this is the body I saw then. Is there an estimated time of death?
Impossible to determine. This body has been completely frozen for at least 10 years.
10 years?
10 years?
She was killed more than 10 years ago?
Exactly. Her identity is unknown. Her killer is also unknown.
Well, that's before
There is
the
one
Cyclops
likely
killer.
Suspect.
Wait.
Who?
Her eye wasn't like... if I remember right, there wasn't like a trail of blood coming out of her eye, so that was taken out after she died.
Let's consider the clues. The scene. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. Sunday night, we saw So here. And there is something else about So Sajima. We witnessed someone similar to Iris being stabbed repeatedly in So's somnium.
But it wasn't Iris. It was this woman.
That is highly likely.
What we saw was So's memory from more than 10 years ago.
I believe that is the case.
Renju and So?
But we still do not know where Renju is.
That means that we need to talk to...
So Sajima.
I'm sure he'll be amicable to that. He always likes visitors. Especially us. How many guards are we gonna have to murder this time?
I thought I told you.
Why haven't you
Never
been
to
chopped
show
to
your
pieces
face
yet?
again. I didn't come here for Shoko today. I didn't come here for Iris either. Instead, I'm here for a girl who looks like Iris. Did you kill her?
Date, look.
Just point blank asked.
You killed her, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've had enough of your shit, Congressman. You wanted to check on the body of the girl you killed.
This is how you
That's
speak
why
to
you were at the cold
politicians.
storage warehouse 2 days ago. Where is Renju Okiura? You know where he is, don't you? You were at an Okiura fishery warehouse for a reason.
I think she should.
Definitely a
She
connection
should.
between
I
you
was
two.
thinking of Boss doing that. I think he should.
Number 89 called your secretary.
I think they should team up for this. I think Date and Boss could do this. Like, it's gotta be pretty, like, tiring, you know? I think she could use a hand.
The same number 89 that Renju escaped with. Now tell me, where is Renju?
Yeah, not surprising. He's so, like, low on the frame.
You to please leave.
Well, if he said please, so I guess we have to. If only it were storming so we could kill him through a funny
Damn it, so.
electricity trick.
There's nothing we can do. We did arrive without a warrant. We were technically trespassing.
But only
If he had
technically.
called the police, we would be in a predicament. We would have been detained immediately.
Yeah, well.
Who would look after Iris then? Do you intend to leave your responsibility with Mizuki and Ota?
Ugh.
Calm down, Date. We still have our lead.
Lead?
Before I explain, we need to discuss the corpse in the cold storage warehouse. Let's give her a name. Because she is frozen solid, we could call her All Ice or Alice. What do you think?
Excellent time for puns.
Alice and Iris. I believe it fits nicely.
All right, Alice. What about her?
Someone might be able to identify her.
Who?
Allow me to ask you 3 questions.
How long until she actually has a reason to use the name Alice?
First question. You have seen this corpse more than twice.
Referred to as her, this corpse.
When was the first time?
Three. Right, because we had rushed over there because we saw.
Saturday night when I synced in.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Yes, in the Somnium world, we saw the frozen corpse of a girl. Question 2. Who is the girl?
A virus. Adrian.
Now I know. That girl was probably Alice.
Most likely, yes. So we have technically known Alice for 3 days. One last thing. The final question.
Nope, her
In
eye
which
is bleeding out.
Somnium did we
Okay.
see Alice?
See, that's the thing I didn't remember, bud, because it's been a hot second. Adrian? I want to see. I gotta know.
Adrian!
Adrian!
Rocky!
Adrian!
Rocky!
But seriously, I am talking about the corpse.
That was essential, though.
Joking at a time like this?
You just made a joke into her name. Whose Somnium was that? Because Iris was the Minecraft, but she also had... Her earlier one was near the start of the game, I think. Mizuki... What was hers? I forget what context we were looking at her Somnium in. Right, she was, like, out. She was... traumatized. Sosajima was after we met Alice. Mizuki?
My roommate, Mizuki Okiura.
Exactly. You mentioned something about Mizuki's Somnium being some kind of prophecy.
But it wasn't.
Prophecies are nonsense. Dreams are not made of the future. They are made from the past.
We believe in science around here, Date. Anyway, time to dive into people's memories.
Mizuki has seen Alice before.
There is no other explanation.
Aiba, where is Mizuki now?
Where we went with Iris yesterday, the Kume Shrine.
The shrine? Why would she be there?
Unknown. She is supposed to be looking for Iris.
I mean, to be fair, that's
Okay, let's go.
not a bad place to start.
Date,
Did you find Iris?
if I did, I would have told you already.
Right.
Iris used to like this shrine. She told me about all her memories here. We used to come here all the time. You know those steps in the front? We would sit there together and talk about things. Like what gluten-free means, and eyelash extensions, and aerial yoga. And we would talk about all our problems together. Sometimes we would talk late into the night. So I thought that maybe she'd be here. But it looks like I was wrong. I think he's searching Akihabara right now.
That fits him.
Checked in, he said he didn't have anything.
I think Iris is with Renju.
With Daddy?
Yeah. Her note mentioned her most trusted person. It's probably Renju.
I don't know that I'd trust
I
him,
remember that mermaid girl saying something like that.
but I believe she would.
He was looking for Iris.
Well, that's not great.
Does that mean that Daddy is the one who called for Iris?
It could be. So I need to know where he is.
But I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
Now I'm thinking about how we went into the Somnium to try and save Iris in her route. Well,
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you. You've seen her before, haven't you? 3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories. So that corpse... Mizuki, please, answer me. Iris's life is at stake.
Huh? What do you mean?
I need to know everything about Alice. If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89. And that might lead me to Iris.
Okay, I'll tell you about Alice. It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemniscate. I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I had never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside. I followed right behind him, quietly. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back. I hid behind a shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the forklift, and then, after a little bit, he left. I wanted to know what he was looking at. I went over to the forklift and I looked under the hood myself. And then...
You saw Alice's dead body.
But at the time, I thought it was Iris.
I mean, good that you didn't.
What was
Really.
I supposed to do? Daddy would have been in trouble.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah. What do you mean? I couldn't just ask. It would have changed everything. I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay. I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried to forget the whole thing.
Repressed memories are often the subject of somnia.
That's why Alice showed up during the sync.
The corpse looked exactly like Iris. I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't. So I went to Iris's house.
Huh? What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination.
I think that would just tie a nice little bow and everything.
Before I went to Matsushita Diner.
That would make sense.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born.
Yep, he's actually
After my
connected.
grandpa died, Daddy took over. In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else. I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think. But I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
So true.
Alice.
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Okiura Fishery. Daddy was still managing the warehouse. And he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company. And the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
Hey, Mizuki. How long was he managing the warehouse?
For 18 years. That's what the man told me.
18 years? From that long ago?
Wow, that sure is exactly Iris's age. I was thinking it, but I was like, well, they did say over 10 years. But surely not.
Iba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
Huh?
Date, I found her. The girl who looks like Iris.
What's her name?
Monica Iwai, 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. High school.
Is that the same school?
What?
That's the same school, isn't it?
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High.
There it is.
We've known each other for 20 years now.
20 years, huh?
When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
Alice's Monica. Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why? Monika's body was found just now. But even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Monica was already dead. Aiba, where is Hitomi right now?
At headquarters for questioning.
Ooh.
And he still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Are we
Roger
diving?
that.
Can we at least tell her that her daughter well, I guess we don't know that she's alive yet, so that could be, giving her false hope.
You're awfully calm. You saw the corpse of your daughter today. You were called into the station to confirm her identity. And
Did
yet
she
here you
know?
are, cool as a cucumber. Even though you lost your precious daughter. Shall I guess?
Oh no. Oh no, I thought he was just implying that she was, like, involved enough to know that Monica had died, but not was her murderer.
Monica's body was found completely frozen solid. Her right eye was missing. Her body shows multiple stab wounds from an edged weapon to the back of the torso. The cause of death was those stab wounds. The murder weapon was most likely a kitchen knife.
We've been
Also
told
pregnant until just
up until now that she was Iris's mom. But yeah, she's also the teacher.
Her name is Iwai Monica. She has been missing for 18 years. She was 19 years old at the time she went missing. Monica, Hitomi Sagan, and Renju Okiura all attended Eitoku High School.
Okay, so what combination of these would... If she was the one who murdered Monica, she would probably know where she was kept. And so if she found a body there that looked just like Iris, I mean, she would know immediately that was Monica. Basically, Renju took over management of that warehouse and made sure that he was the only one who could go in there. So yeah, they didn't use that forklift for 18 years because it belonged to him. And he could just decide that. I mean, there's the other forklift in there that wasn't, like, frozen to the ground, but I guess that probably was also, like, out of use. Or, you know, maybe he had it in there just to, like, to move shit out. Because there were still, like, some boxes in there. Most of them, if not all of them, were empty, but still. Oh, we're only showing one, okay. I'm so used to combining two. Would it be information on Monica? Well, no, that wouldn't really prove anything.
Monica's corpse was hidden under the hood of a forklift in Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. This warehouse has been under Renju's management for 18 years. Mizuki witnessed Renju checking on the corpse. This, of course, means that Renju knew about Monica. Because Monica's corpse is completely frozen, it is difficult to determine her time of death. However, her appearance appears to be unchanged from when she went missing 18 years ago. Thus, it is extremely likely she was killed around that time.
So her baby would be...
Just turning 18.
Yep, okay, so what proves that she knew that it was Monica though, because well, I suppose the information on Monica proves their connection. Therefore, she would know, like looking at her body, that was Monica and not Iris. Even if she didn't know the way she had been murdered, she would still like understand like the differences in their appearance. Also, you know, Iris is her daughter, so like, even if she didn't know Monica, she'd probably still be able to tell.
Isn't Iris, and you know it.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I thought way too hard about
Her
that.
name is Monica Iwai. She was killed when she was 19. She went to the same high school as you, and she was your best friend. Isn't that right? Nothing to say for yourself? Hiding something? Maybe you killed her with Renju.
That's ridiculous.
Oh.
Yep, she definitely killed her.
But we know Renju committed a crime. Illegally disposing of a body. And we can prove it.
That's ridiculous is like the #1 tell. Well, it was right in the cold storage warehouse. Oh, that would be why.
The cold storage warehouse where the body was found.
Wow, only
It's
2?
been managed by Renju Okiura for almost 2 decades now. And witness testimony proves that he knew about the corpse there. And if I'm not mistaken, you knew about the corpse too, Hitomi. You and Renju have been close since high school. It's not too much of a stretch to think that he told you about the body. And I remember you telling me once.
When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
How did you know that she was dead?
To be fair, it's been 18
I
years.
didn't.
Don't play dumb. I know you're hiding something. You know what happened 18 years ago.
Like, she's obviously
And you
lying.
knew she was pregnant. You were her best friend. Of course you would have known.
But in theory, if someone's been missing for 18 years,
Tell me
reasonable
everything.
assumption.
Date, she's not going to talk. Sync with her.
We gotta sync. Yeah, this whole time they've been playing at her being like the innocent, like,
Dante, I'm
wife of a
sure
murderer.
I've told you enough times by now, but please come back
Or, you know,
within 6 minutes.
girlfriend.
I can't promise you that, Pewter.
What do you mean?
Yep.
I mean, I'm not coming back until I find something.
Date, you can't.
Why not?
Become
You know
Hitomi.
Because it will
Invade
take over
her
my
brain.
consciousness?
Yes.
But if
I
it's
think it would be
only
more
a little-
effective.
No, not even a little. If the sync passes the critical point, the damage will be irreparable.
But what does that mean exactly?
Now we're talking. Let's look at her.
No.
I'm not hiding anything.
That's
Then let's try it.
that's the
Let's
words of a
experiment
man
and
who's
find
not
out.
hiding anything.
Then we'll know for sure what'll happen.
Ugh, fine. I'll just say it.
Yeah?
Pewter, tell him.
You said you'll say it.
You know more about it than I do.
Well, first off, 6 minutes is not a hard limit.
Of course it isn't.
Could
That
be
wouldn't make
7,
sense.
Or even 8.
I don't care about the exact time. I'm asking what happens if you go beyond the limit.
Do you remember the story I told you about the egg?
Like, vaguely.
Yeah, why?
If you imagine an egg as your
Thank you.
consciousness, the yolk is
It's been a
what goes
minute.
into the subject's brain. The white remains inside your shell. If you go beyond the limit, your yolk will not be able to return to its shell.
Because the subject's mind will start to take over the sinker's consciousness, right? I know that part already.
Indeed, but there's more to it.
See,
After
kinda
the yolk
Inception,
is devoured, the
like,
egg
get stuck
white
in there
is
forever.
brought through the machine next. There's more. It's not just the sinker's brain. The same process eventually occurs in the subject's as well. In
So they
other
become
words,
brain dead?
the entire egg ends up being replaced. Mind, consciousness, memory.
Oh, it's just a complete
they are
switch.
traded. Switched.
Why does it go the other way, though? How did the fuck... Why would that happen? Like, because it's consumed by their consciousness, like, your yolk. So that would imply it's
Human brain
gone.
has what can be understood as a memory limit. One brain can only hold one consciousness, and it can only contain one person's memories.
This is, like, blatantly untrue. But sure.
Now you know everything. Talk
That's
to the
definitely
boss.
happened before, right? There's the experimental machine that was in that one, like, warehouse or whatever. That happened there. That definitely happened there. What if that's Monica? What if they switched? Or maybe 89 and, I don't know. Or the, like... Because there's the whole thing about... Wait. Okay, there's a whole thing about where Peter was talking about how, like, 89 doesn't have, like, a normal, like, consciousness, and he can, like, he just needs to murder people, right? Then we found out he's, like, actually a pretty decent person, and he was just doing that out of, like, vigilante justice type shit. And then we found out that, like, the old leader of the Kumakuras was more like that, right? He was, like, fucked up, and he, like, needs to, like, murder people and take their eyes or whatever. What if they switched? That's as far as that idea goes.
I was unaware of this as well. This information is not on any accessible databases.
Cause, wait. No, hold on. Didn't, wow, what the fuck is his name? The younger Kumakura brother, who's now in charge of the organization. He said that something went wrong with him a number of years ago with his older brother. And he, like, he's, like, a pretty, like, for being, like, the leader of, like, a Yakuza gang, he's, like, a decent person. You know, he definitely, like, does shit that's not great. But, like, for what it is, he's not a bad dude. He's about the same, like, more, you know, moral level as 89 is. So what if that's what's going on? 89 is his actual, like, that's his actual brother's consciousness in 89's body. And what went wrong with him is that he took 89's consciousness. Yo, hold on. Anyway, yeah, I think Congressman Ted Cruz was the killer. I think that's gonna be the ultimate twist of the game.
We had to prevent the possibility that the system could be exploited.
And what was the Nana database? Okay, that. That's the only thing I can't figure out. Cause, like, how long have these sync systems been around? I don't know that we've heard about that yet. Cause, like, there's the one in the weird, like, little warehouse where, Iris got taken at that one point. I don't remember by who. I think by, Renju and 89. Which would imply they knew about it. But if these systems have been around for at least 6 years, this would be possible. That could be! Because, like, there has to be someone there to run the sync. Even when, like, Date was doing it, quote-unquote, on his own, he still had, like, Aiba running the thing. Wait, oh, like, in that... Ooh. Ooh. That could be. So Monica could still be alive. Because we had Renju going to check on Monica's body, and why would he care? Even for the fact that he or Hitomi had maybe murdered her. Like, what and her eye was taken out. So there has to be some involvement of, like, 89 or, what's his face? big dude. So like, but even if they had been involved, still, they don't really have a good reason to be constantly like checking on her body, except for like a weird sense of like, you know, they miss her or whatever, and that's like how they're like really fucked up way of like dealing with that mentally. But it's probably not that, right? Cause so like, if maybe Renju is her. I forgot. In all of this, I kind of forgot her name. The girl who's supposed to be dead. What if... Shit. There's some body swap nonsense going on here. They have to know about... Because, like, how else would they know that this happens? Are Pewter and Boss... were they involved? Monica, thank you. Yeah. So, like, Monica is in someone else's body right now. So that's related to why, like, Renju would have gone to check on her body. What if Monica is now 89 or something? So true! It's the better way of doing things, I think, is to simply look at a corpse. Okay. So if you're right about the ABC swap, Yakuza Boss goes into Monica's body. Monica goes into 89's body. 89 goes into Yakuza Boss's body. Monica, who is actually the Yakuza Boss, dies. For some reason. And then Monica, who kind of wants her body back, but is now stuck in the body of number 89, is like, has Renju... I think I mixed up something here. You get the idea. Either Renju is Monica, or Renju is, like, 89. One way or another, Monica goes to see the body, or has 89 go just check on the body. Maybe that's just a periodic thing they do to make sure it's holding up. Because they want to eventually put her back in her body. Corpsing mechanism? Oh my god. Yo. Yeah, I remember like 5 minutes ago when I was like, that's ridiculous. We're talking about like hard science. We're talking about shit that's possible. But I mean, this game is like denying the existence of systems anyway, so it's like, what's really...
Exploited? But...
Even
And
if
it was
wasn't,
exploited.
Someone else might try. We didn't tell any.
So that's why they couldn't switch back to... couldn't switch Monica's
Project
back...
Sync is a top secret project.
Monica
It's a matter of
back to
national
her body.
security. Even sinkers are on a need-to-know basis.
And part of the problem switching Monica back to her body is all they have is Renju, who has 89 in his brain. Like, Renju's... I've definitely got mixed up in my thoughts here, like, somewhere along the line, because how would Renju... I would need to write this down to really keep track of what's going on here, but... So we got Renju, wait, not Renju necessarily, he's probably just involved. 89, Monica, Mob Boss. Mob Boss is dead in Monica's body. Monica is in 89's body. Mob Boss is now number 89. So the only switch that is possible is between Monica in 89's body and... Oh my god, I'm like... I'm having so much... I'm struggling so hard to keep track of this. Like, Monica in 89's body, 89 in... No. Mob Boss in... You're gonna have to forgive me here. This is kind of a lot. No, because, like, both... Okay, Monica's dead. Her body is. Right? So Monica... I'm gonna write this down. Hold on. Hold on. Because we know that 89 had to go into, Mob Boss Dude's body. I wish I could remember his name. That would be nice. But like the older brother, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Mob Boss 89 goes into Mob Boss. Mob Boss into Monica. And then Monica into 89. So, Monica dies. Her body dies. So that's the mob boss dead. Other mob guy, the like big dude, his older brother. Monica's body, which contains mob boss man, dead. So he's gone. And then we know also that mob boss died in like the facility he went to. So that's 89. The real 89 is dead. Meanwhile, Monica, who is in 89's body, is still alive, is the only one left. So she can't swap back to her real body unless she finds out a way to like take just her brain and like Rohan, thank you. Yeah, Rohan. I'm gonna just replace it for my own sake. This is like insane and probably not at all true or accurate, but I love this concept, so I'm gonna keep going with it. Okay. 89 brain swaps with Rohan. I mean, this is still not really taking into account the fact that it's like a three-way, which is like kind of awkward, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Oh shit, I think you're right. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. That's right, because she looks nearly identical. So that's because she can't get into her old body, which she's been preserving all this time in order to, you know, if that ever becomes a possibility. But then she's like, okay, there's like no brain in there, and the sync system needs to have like one brain in each body in order for the like transfer to work. So 89 wants to sync with Iris, and that's why she was brought to the... Holy shit. Yeah, 89, what we think is 89, and, oh my god. Oh my god! What we think is 89, and, I'm getting lost so much, but, anyway, Renju and 89 bring Iris to the place with the, like, experimental, syncing machine, so that Iris and apparently 89 can, like, meld minds for long enough to swap over, which basically puts, like, Monica back into her own body, right? Meanwhile, Iris is in 89's body, which sucks for her, I guess. They would probably just murder her, I imagine, because, like, 89's dead anyway, so it's like, what's the difference? But... oh... Anyway, that's just my game theory. Let's get back to the video game.
Think about it.
I've been
What if
thinking
you
about
were
it, buddy.
kidnapped by bad people who tried to make you talk?
Bad people?
A criminal organization, spies from another country, those people. If you blabbed about Project Sync,
Wait, there are people who are like from all over the like world who are trying to kidnap Iris, and we didn't know who they were. They were just like random hired guns who knew that she was gonna go into that area, and both we know that like Pewter knew, and Pewter we know was working with 89 for some reason. Like I think it didn't sound like he was like cool with it, but it was like less of like he was forced into it than he was like initially putting across, right? So Pewter lets 89 know where Iris is after we like update him on like, hey, we're taking her to this place, and then 89 and or Renju send those men over there to capture her. That fails. I don't know that really anything else happened past that involving them, but we kind of got lost on the whole track of, like, you know, whatever fucking organization she thought it was. Anyway.
The entire country might be at risk.
I think it is
You heard
already!
it from Pewter. The sync machine isn't just for entering a person's somnium. It can also be used to swap bodies between two people.
Yep!
Imagine what this machine would be used for in the wrong hands.
Oh, it's sounding more and more true by the
Can't
second.
let the secret get out.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Swapping bodies between two people?
I really hope this is...
Trading minds?
I really hope this is true, because this fucking... My brain... going wild. Hey, you with the assist with the ABC swap idea, though? Cause, like...
Yeah, I got it.
So, the whole theory, though, would still leave, Hitomi as, like, Hitomi, though.
I'm fine.
For whatever that's worth.
Start it.
Unless there's, like, another swap going on.
Let us begin.
Yeah, but it makes sense having, like, the other two people involved in the swap be dead. Because then that, like, leaves Monika as, like, desperate to, you know, do whatever it takes. Because now she's got, like, her two potential, like, people who are already in the wrong body anyway and who would be, like, cool with swapping around, you know? Because, like, if even, like, one of them was back, then, like, she could swap with Iris, and then Iris with...
I am the god of fire.
What?
I burn erotic books.
That'd be pretty
with
funny, though.
flames of red-hot anger.
My, how ruthless.
This is a serious situation, bud. But I'll allow this. Nice
Are you okay?
setting.
That hurt.
Because, hold on. Like, in theory, let's pretend that Rohan didn't die, or, like, his body didn't die, right? Because that would leave... There's now... Rohan's body, which has 89 in it. Uh-oh. And then we got... 89's body, which has... I'm doing... Okay, thank God you can see this. I forgot I'm doing a fucking full screen. So it's just showing everything. So... 89's body, which has... fucking... Monika in it. And then Iris, which is just Iris, right? So... 89 body swaps with Iris. So now we've got Iris's body, Monika. And then 89's body, which has Iris. So if you swap 89 body with fucking Rohan's body, that then puts shit, that wouldn't work. Fuck. Right, because then yeah, no, I was thinking about it wrong. So no, there's no way that Iris would then be able to get back because her body's being used as by Monika in this scenario. Okay, never mind.
I'll let you read this porno mag if it'll make you feel better.
Whatever.
I will burn it.
The fog is making it pitch black.
I think that would still put that would put 89 in his own body, and then like Iris and Rohan's, and then they could just like gone.
The light over there.
So like at least 89 would be back.
Somnium scan. Activate.
Can't believe they fucked up this hard at making a body swap machine. Like it works. But also... There's so much going on right now. There's so much I haven't even gotten that deep into this shit. And there's so much going on right now.
It
Nice plants.
disappeared?
No, wait. It might still be nearby.
Okay. What about this, though?
Flower bud. I cannot identify the variety.
I feel like she's not gonna do any good at,
Worship
figuring it out.
Yeah.
I will pray to it as though I am mourning the dead.
I mean, that's not worship, but I think it's probably a better idea. I guess that could be worship depending on who it is.
It bloomed a little?
I don't know what caused it, but it's better than nothing happening.
Light it up. Oh, okay. I misread it for a second, but no, yeah, it is. Oh, there's a trail. Hole in tree. Rock 2. Shit, that's my favorite.
A rock.
I feel like a lot of worshipping is what we're gonna need to do
But
here.
it's a rock.
There's a lot of rocks you
Open the
worship.
rocks too, you know.
A rather Japanese way of thinking.
Just
It's
try.
not just a
You
boulder,
insist.
it's a rock.
How was it? You've cleared your head, right?
Yes. I now feel a sense of emptiness.
Guess it was a waste of time.
I do not want to hear that from you.
I mean, Insomnium, she's already pretty empty. Yeah, sure, I guess we can find a hole. She got hole in tree 1. What's over? That's rock 1. What let me...
A hole in a tree. I may be able to fit inside.
Fuck it.
I cannot see anything. It is unnaturally dark.
Did you notice anything?
I did hear the faint sound of the wind.
It must be hollow on the inside.
Well, go in.
A hole in it.
Now stick a hand in. I think nothing could possibly go
I am
wrong.
not going to be eaten or anything, right?
It's Somnium. What could happen?
Whoa!
There we go. It's like Mario. As soon as you touch it, you're drawn in.
I fell, but I am still in the forest.
It's darker than before.
She came out of the rock?
Is someone there?
Hey!
That voice is...
Find out where that voice is coming from.
Holy shit, it's the Lego commercial guy. He's the killer. Fairy circle? There's hole in tree 2. I don't know, the sequel isn't as good.
a hole in the tree. It looks about as big around as a soccer ball.
Yeah, exactly. Iris has been killed in Lego City! Hey! I mean, we did go in Minecraft, which is basically the same thing. Let's do it again.
I am not going to be sucked in, am I?
What could happen?
That's strange. It should have worked.
Did you want to see me get sucked in?
Yeah.
It's progress. Rock 3? Love a good trilogy. Oh, there he is. Let's observe for a moment. The idol manager in his natural habitat. Pity him.
Renju Okiura.
I think we kind of want to act like we're Hitomi. I would imagine. But I don't know that any of these would do that.
Renju, what are you doing in a place like this?
He won't answer.
Not in a place like this, at least.
Not in a place like this. Can we hit him? I think that'd be nice.
Okiura.
I think he deserves that.
This is for neglecting your responsibility to Mizuki, you coward.
So
No
true,
use.
Queen.
Can't hit him.
This Renju is still
Fucking
a
ninja.
teenager. He wouldn't know Mizuki yet.
Well, it's for the future.
Renju Okiura.
Renju Okiura. I mean, I feel like inspecting him actually would do.
Looks young, but this is definitely Renju Okiura as he appeared approximately 20 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
Renju Okiura.
Are we really gonna flirt with him?
Yoo-hoo, Renju!
Is this what Hitomi did?
Come get some of this.
What?
Come on!
Sorry, that was a bad idea.
What is that you're doing right now?
This is Renju's fault for having bad taste.
Why did you get on the ground like that? What did you think would happen, Aiba? What kind of taste did you think he had? That was useless. Rock 3 maybe? If only because it's the only other option. Technically we didn't interact with Rock 1, but that's fine. Yeah, there's a little bit, huh? I think he could lift it.
Do what?
Just try.
Might be made of like styrofoam.
Understood.
Does not deconfirm the styrofoam theory.
No, of course not.
I guess we'll pray to it.
A rock.
The Rock.
But it's a rock.
Gods live in the rocks too, you know.
It's literally the same
Oh,
dialogue.
Japanese way of thinking.
Just try it. How was it? You've cleared your head, right?
Yes, I
Guess it was a
I do not.
Alright. What are we doing? Well... I mean, surely there's no new interactions with Hole in Tree 1, right? So what else is there? Shake. I forgot there's like a thing that tells us what we have to do. But what can we shake?
A
I'm
rock.
pretty sure there are. That's not shaken. I mean, you can shake trees. That's a thing. So like, but that's specifically the hole in the tree that we're interacting
A
with.
hole in
Maybe we can shake it by screaming.
The Emperor is naked!
Nice pull.
Okay. What about the Empress, though?
Tate.
Empress is naked!
Sounds like my kind of empire. Let's move there. I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Nor do I.
That was productive. There wasn't anything else we could do, right?
Renju-
Yeah. So what do we shake?
A rock.
Do we really? Let's investigate it. Actually,
This
maybe
is
there's
a
something around it.
simple rock, but
But
Is there any kind of pattern?
no, there does not appear to be.
we said that investigate. Yeah, options being kind of worthless.
A rock.
So that's not too surprising. The fact that there's apparently null timies that just aren't good for shit.
My foot hurts.
I figured.
My foot hurts!
Sorry.
You've less than 2 minutes, Date. Hurry.
That reminded me of a certain skit from rejected commercials, that one animated short, but I won't say it. What are we shaking then? Do we still have access to Hole in Tree 1? And is that over there? No, that's number 2. That's Renju. Rock 3.
A rock.
Investigate?
This is a simple rock, but
Is there any kind of pattern?
no, there does not appear to be.
Maybe one of them has something? Feeling like that's probably not the case, though. What the
A
fuck?
rock.
It's like, it's definitely not gonna be like we have to worship the right one, right? They wouldn't do that.
But it's a rock.
Yeah. Like, maybe one of them has different options, but
You've cleared your head.
I don't think we've done all the options for the, hole in tree, though. Right? I don't think we actually did that. So...
You have 1 minute left.
well, I'm sure that's fine.
A hole in the tree.
Tackle... I guess I would shake it.
Understood. I will do my best.
There we go.
This is a picture of Hitomi, Renju, and Monica.
Everyone is so young. Hold on to that.
Maybe we show that to him? Shove it directly in his face.
Renju Okiura. Renju, look at this. Wait!
That's also how I react when a stranger comes up to me with a photo of me and my friends.
Date, you've got less than 30 seconds.
Hole!
What is this hole? It wasn't here earlier. Really?
Yeah, go ahead.
Understood.
Yeah, go ahead. It's whole. You see, the funny thing is that she does die
It's
from
even
this,
more difficult to
essentially.
see now.
Because,
My voice?
we're out of time.
That's
There's
Hitomi's
Hitomi.
voice.
Where is she? Look for her.
So they lost her in a forest?
Date,
Wait!
we can't. Time is up.
Damn it! Is it over?
What if they lost her in a forest and she died? And so they're trying to bring her back, and that's why they preserved her corpse, and that's why they... Because do they need to be alive? I assume they have to be alive to be synced, but they might not. They might have a, like, weird idea of, like, oh, we can get around that somehow. Ooh. It was Hole in Tree 2 that had it, I think. Or, no, we have to actually climb through still. So that hasn't
A
happened
hole
yet.
in a tree. I am not going to be eaten or anything, right?
So they didn't murder her, but they... she died and they're trying to, like, bring her back, maybe, through using the sync machines as a way of, like, extracting her consciousness and putting it in a living body.
I am still in the forest.
Maybe.
It's darker than before.
What? Is someone there?
Hey!
That voice is...
Find out where that voice is coming from.
Fallen tree, there it is. I mean, my main theory is still the other thing, but I'm starting to think.
a hole in the tree. Understood.
I like how she objects to a lot of things, but tackling a tree? Fuck yeah, dude.
This is a picture.
Everyone.
5 minutes left, Date.
I would just like violence is the thing.
Renju,
That's the one thing that she enjoys.
Renju, look at this.
Look at this photograph.
Wait!
Renju, stop!
Every time I do, it makes me run. And then we jump in a hole. Normal activities.
What is this hole?
It might be worth it to get like one of the timies from one of the rocks, but eh.
Really?
Yeah, go ahead.
Understood. Huh.
It's 50 cars.
It's even more difficult to see now. Another voice? Monica! That's Hitomi's voice.
Where is she? Look for her.
Or we can simply look for her name tag, or not. Dude, the FOV on this game sucks. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. We wanna tackle this tree?
Another hole in a tree. About as big as a capybara, I estimate.
People will measure with anything but the metric system.
Leave it to me. I will break it down. Huh? Ah! Date, perhaps we should pursue a more peaceful route.
Yeah.
No.
agree.
A hole in a tree.
I completely refuse. I mean, screaming could shake it, but it didn't work last time, so I'm gonna say maybe not.
A rock.
I mean, I don't know, maybe we shake, maybe we shake her? That's something that's a lot more achievable than, like, a tree. Where's Hitomi? Girl, where the fuck are you? Texting your friends like, where are you? They reply, forest. You too are in forest. You are
3
lost.
minutes, Date.
I can hear... It's like there's footsteps that continue past when... So that must be her. Where is she? I swear to God, if I run out of time just trying to find her in here. It's like I keep wanting to run towards the footsteps, but it's like past the barrier. And it's hard to not mix that up with Aiba's footsteps. Unless the game is just like fucking up and having the sound effect play for too long. Where are you? I found the item though. Found the eyeball. Oh, there you... Oh. She's running from us.
What?
Or like she's just running in general, so it's the big loop hard to find her. Slow motion. Anyway, we can't interact with her, so I guess that's whatever. I'll go yell at a tree. Something is wrong here.
Less than 2 minutes, Date. Hurry.
A hole in a tree. Hitomi!
So
Dante
true.
likes Hitomi!
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, I think it's
Hitomi
pretty
will
clear.
Remember this sink, but still.
That.
Hitomi stopped.
Oh, they shook her, like, mentally. Maybe? No, we still have to shake something.
That's Hitomi.
Perhaps.
Hitomi? I see.
Well,
She dresses modestly, but underneath she has a curvaceous body.
We didn't need to know that
good
about
work,
her.
Aiba. That's good to know.
That's Hitomi.
Well, she's running from something. So for better or worse, I think the best option is to make her think she's caught.
Well, you could, you know, touch her.
But in
Not
this
what I meant,
scenario,
Date.
She might be a minor.
You were just commenting about her
Test
fucking
how soft
body.
her stomach is.
If you say so.
Whoop.
I touched it.
So, what's the softness situation? Tell me.
It was soft. Nice and pliant. No noticeable abdominal muscles.
Valuable information indeed. Thank you, Aiba.
You creep.
You old pervert.
Jesus.
That's Hitomi.
Well,
Hitomi, what are you doing here?
Guess she can't hear you. She looks like she's looking for something.
I feel like inspecting her won't do us much good, but I want to know what she's looking for.
Hitomi Sagan. Like Renju, this must have been approximately 20 years ago.
Something must have happened around that time.
Alright, so she's looking for something. We have to find out what it is. She's running, so it's like obviously a threat. Maybe...
You have 1 minute left.
We've already done a lot with Rock 3, right? So true and so sad. Ugh, I mean...
This is a simple rock,
But...
Is there any kind of pattern?
no, there does not appear to be.
What is she looking for? Please? Surely it's not like interacting with the hole in the tree
A
again.
hole in a tree.
Maybe?
I
She's looking for
won't
something.
Get sucked in, right?
She's probably looking for... Oh.
A
Oh.
blood bracelet has appeared on my
That was
wrist.
not what I was thinking.
Perhaps it belongs to someone.
I was thinking Monica.
Might be important. Hold on to it.
Kinda got on the tree a bit there a bit,
Date,
huh?
you've got less than 30 seconds.
Well, that's just gonna have to be fine. Where is she? Over here.
That's Hitomi.
Do you remember this? Wait!
Follow her.
Bye.
Got it.
I mean, I kind of didn't want a checkpoint there, but...
Time's up.
Are we gonna be able to go past the time limit? Because, I mean, I feel like now that we know what happens, we no longer need to, but...
Date, we can't! Time is up!
Damn it! Is it over?
Yeah, now we only have, like, one of the little dealies left to go back with, and our last checkpoint is, like, 30 seconds left, so it's like... Hate that. Yeah, like 6 seconds. Now at least we can speedrun it. Then we go into the tree. And then we find the other hole in the tree and shake that. I think he was over here-ish.
5 minutes left, Date.
There he is. Show that to him. And then we shout at the tree. Or no, we get in the hole first. And then we shout.
4 minutes.
Wherever that is. Hello, hole in tree. Hi. Not who I was looking for. Then I think we... examined her,
That's a
right?
to-
For what she was looking for? Shoot, what was it? Because... What the fuck did... What were we doing? I've already forgotten.
A whole...
Right, okay, yeah, okay. Duh. Friendship bracelet in the tree. Right. So it was shook in that sense. Reveal the secret, huh? Oh shit, I forgot to grab the fucking... There's the item over there that I was like, I knew I had to grab before that part ended, but I think it's probably gone now. Well, there's another hole.
A large hole. If there is nothing left to do... Date, what is going on?
I don't know. It's pitch black.
A
I can't
large
see
hole.
anything.
I see. Then it is not me malfunctioning.
Surprised no one made a
Can you
comment
feel your
in
way
the game
around?
I can
between the two of
try.
them.
You have less than 2 minutes, Date. Hurry.
What's over here? Cluster. Oh, that's the flower. We identified it. We're about to. Let me in. Cluster amaryllis.
A Lycoris flower.
One of these sure is a lot bigger than the others.
I feel a little awkward, but
Not the first time we've seen a place lit by a flower, and the last time was in Hitomi's house. So that's interesting.
it's useless. The roots must be strong. It won't budge. A Lycoris flower.
Do we worship it again? Suppose it's already glowing.
That's to be expected, but still disappointing.
It has to be this, right? There's nothing else. Guess we keep trying.
Lycoris flower.
Dig up.
Let's do it.
We do like digging around here. Yes! Yes! Dirt!
What?
Hole! Well, we're gonna be left with 95 fragment, or whatever. Ooh, it's 120.
We've come this far. I will not protest now.
This is the last thing we need to do, though, so that's fine. You know, it's the last thing you need to do when they just charge a ridiculous, like, time for it.
That is...
Did she fall down a hole? And die? Or did they try to bury her? Because she sure is covered in dirt. Yep. A good 12 years before the original Cyclops murders. So... I wonder what's going on there. We are not gonna skip ahead a day. For real? Okay, no, that was just the current
I
time.
think I know what happened 18 years ago. You three were close. You, Monica, and Renju. Monica was murdered. You and Renju found the body in the mountains, and you brought it back to the cold storage warehouse. And my guess is So Sejima killed Monica. I've seen inside his head before, using this machine.
I see. If you know that much, then there's no point in hiding it anymore.
So why were you
Tell
talking to
the
him?
truth.
Just, you know, the murderer of your friend. I feel like this is, like, still in the police station material. But, yeah, sure.
Wait, you're going to see So?
Yes. I want to talk to him in person.
Same voice
can't.
actress. Makes
Why
sense.
not? Are you worried about my body?
Was So the father,
You don't have
possibly,
to worry
maybe?
about that. I'm totally fine.
But your stomach is still...
Oh, my doctor told me that's normal. Your stomach doesn't go down right away after giving birth.
I'm not worried about your body. I don't know how to explain it. So doesn't care about you.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Especially not your child.
I haven't told him about giving birth. He contacted me for the first time in a while.
So that's why.
He wants to know about the baby.
He must be panicking. If anyone ever finds out his mistress had his baby, his political career would be over.
It's not like it was an affair.
His wife passed away after giving birth to his son, right?
It would still be a big scandal. He impregnated a girl who just graduated high school. Don't you see how that looks? He knew how the public would take it. That's why he gave you the money to deal with it. There's no way he'll accept that child.
It's okay. I told him that I won't cause any trouble. But could you take care of the baby? Just for a little bit? I'll be right back.
Fine. But take this with you, just in case.
Give her a knife.
It's a GPS transmitter.
Oh, same as
Just to be
Iris got that one time from...
I really don't think I'll need it.
Yes, you will.
But okay, if it'll make you feel better.
I don't know what Monica saw in So. She said he was kind and loyal, that he wanted to change Japan, but I didn't understand any of it. We tried to convince her to break up with him so many times. She never listened, and it ended in tragedy. What happened next, you already know. Neither Renju or I saw it happen, so I don't know how much of this is accurate, but we could guess what happened.
Wait. What? Who? Is that someone working for him? And not the man himself?
Date, you said that Monica was killed by So, right? But that's not true. Monica was killed by Saito Sejima,
Who?
son of So and his late wife.
Oh, right. Is that... Oh.
Saito was 12 at the time. Yes.
Wasn't number 8912 when he took his first life? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Why would a little boy do that?
I don't know. I can't imagine. Renju told me.
But you said he wasn't there.
He heard some of this from the Kumakuras. Renju had connections with them.
How did the Kumakuras know?
So told them. He told her to move overseas. He said he'd pay for everything. So contacted his friend, the chairman of the Kumakuras. He asked him to dispose of the body and left the scene with Saito.
The incident was 18 years ago. that means the chairman was Rohan, not Moma.
And his son is now 30 years old, which lines up.
Yes, with some of his men. Again, neither Renju or I saw this. We were just waiting at my house for Monica to return.
You went and dated your childhood friend's murderer. Oh boy. Did he know? He had to have known, because, like, Iris looks like identical, practically. Oh.
But she never came back. We tried to call her cell, but it didn't connect. But then, we saw movement on the GPS.
The GPS Renju gave to Monica?
Yes. At first, we thought she was on her way home. But we saw the GPS getting further and further away from the city. Renju and I got nervous, and we decided to follow it.
What about the baby?
We couldn't take the baby with us, so Renju gave the baby to the mob doctor he trusted.
Hey Celio, thanks for the raid. Hell yes, cheap raid. Hope you had a good stream. What you been playing tonight? We're going through it, just for context. Murder Frenzy, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
We didn't dare move.
Hope you've been having a good. I hope you've been having a good night.
Breathing.
Oh yeah, so you've been playing Guilty Gear. Hell yeah.
What the hole was for.
She knew what the hole was for. Yeah, I've seen.
But I couldn't move.
I mean, that sounds like a good time though.
I remember my heart beating so fast. Before long.
Maybe one of these days I'll try out Guilty Gear.
Good here? Yeah. Cover her.
I'm not a fighting game player, but it does look good as hell. Mm-hmm. And they had to watch that.
Beautiful.
So that was taken out after she was killed.
The Kumakura people covered Monika's body, then left. Renju and I ran over and dug up the grave with a tree branch. What we saw.
Oh. Well, this is a lot. Okay, good night, Murder Frenzy. Have a good rest. And Judge Judy Slayer, thank you for the follow. I love that name. Oh, sweetie, this is...
We need to call the police.
No, we can't. Not yet.
Not yet?
Why not?
I mean, I would agree with, like, you know,
Don't know
Yakuza
who
involvement
those guys are.
makes it dangerous.
They would do anything to keep this hidden.
Okay, night, CEO.
I've seen it happen myself.
Thanks for the raid again. Thanks for stopping
I
by.
know what they're capable of. Anyway, think about it. Why would they do this? They thought Monica and her baby were going to be trouble. Monica's stomach was still pretty big. I don't think they know that she gave birth already. What do you think they'd do if they found out? They would take her and kill her too. And then, they'd come for us. They'd make it look like we disappeared. All of us would be... gone.
Renju convinced me. He knew more about the dirty underbelly of society than anyone. He knew when something couldn't be handled by the police. He said that they would do anything to kill the child. And I believed him. We had to protect Monica's baby. We had to, no matter what.
Okay, I understand.
I decided to trust him. couldn't leave Monica's body in the forest. We cleaned her up and took her to the cold storage warehouse.
This warehouse is owned by Okiura Fishery. My father runs it. But it's not in use right now. They're moving operations to a better area. They're actually looking for buyers right now. But don't worry, I'll take over the warehouse.
Are you sure?
Yes. Don't worry. I'll keep everyone out. Everyone but you, of course. I'll give you a
She's
key.
the only one allowed in.
Come visit
Other
anytime you
other
want to
than
see me.
okay. Yeah, anytime you want to see your dead friend's body. That's coping, baby.
Monica, don't worry about the baby. I'll protect her no matter what. And don't worry about them either. The people who did this to you, I will never forgive them. I'm sorry, Monica.
And then she has to watch
Sorry.
her friend's kid, who she
I'm sorry.
promised to protect, die at like 18 because of. Ooh. She's just suffering. Can I look down and see Iris from here? Oh yeah.
The mob doctor took care of everything. I have the birth certificate, and I even picked up a mother and baby book. It wasn't cheap, but you don't have to worry about it. Just submit the birth certificate, and everything will be taken care of. You look worried.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm somehow betraying Monica. She was the one who gave birth.
Soon, you won't even be able to think about that. Because
You're-
the war is about to begin.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Between you and the baby. You won't get a good night's sleep for a long
Oh,
time.
in that sense, okay.
You might even start to resent Monica for all this.
Really?
Anyway, as soon as you submit the certificate, you will officially be her mother. Be sure to raise her responsibly. I'll help. Occasionally.
Occasionally, he says.
Occasionally, huh?
Oh, was she not even named yet? I would have thought she would have done that right at, well, sure. I wonder if she was planning on talking about that with, so.
I don't really want to discuss this, but there's something you need to know. After talking to the Kumakura gang, I found out who killed Monica. So's son, Saito Sejima.
How? Saito was only...
12 years old.
Why? Why would a little boy do that?
I don't know the motive, but I know it's true. So used his connections with the Kumakuras to cover up for his son. And all of the evidence of this scandal, of course.
I'll never forgive them. So, his son, or the Kumakuras.
I feel the same way. But you can't think about revenge now.
And now he's working with the
You can't
Kumakuras.
lead a life like that.
I wonder if he's trying to get
Just
in
bear with it for now.
good status with them for a
The
favor.
opportunity will come. So wait until the right moment. Okay?
I was thinking about her name. How about Iris,
Iris?
the goddess of rainbows in Greek mythology? And the colored part of your eye.
And the flower, too.
Right.
That's like the
I
last
thought
one
it
to
might
come
have
up with.
something to do with your name, Hitomi.
Not only that, it's also for Monika's name. The kanji for Monika uses the character for love. And Monika reminds me of Monoko, Japanese for eye.
Specifically, she has to clarify that that's Japanese for eye.
And I, which means love, will always be a part of Iris.
So that's how you came up with the name?
Don't you think it's nice?
Iris. Iris. Yeah, I really like it.
And so my life with Iris began. Raising a child was much harder than I expected. Waking up in the middle of the night to change diapers or feed her. Iris wasn't a good sleeper. I had to sing her lullabies to put her to sleep.
That's why
And
she
I
likes
always needed
music.
to put her to bed so carefully.
I mean, you know, maybe.
It would only take 10 seconds before she'd start crying again. So I had to pick her up, sing her another lullaby, then put her back to bed. After doing this over and over, before I knew it, the morning sun would creep in through the windows. But even with all that, I cherished every single day. My hatred for those responsible never went away. But my hands were full, raising Iris. I devoted myself to her. I never thought about anything else. Eventually, my desire for revenge just faded away.
Mommy, I won race today! Is Mommy proud of me? Mommy, I want to see Milky Moon again! Mommy, you are so good at dancing!
Introducing her to idols that young.
Pancakes are done! Sorry, I burned it a little. Mommy, why can't I dance at the stores? I can't help it! My body dances on its own!
Exactly.
Don't more people come to barbecues?
Aww.
How come it's always you and me?
Oh, sweetie.
Hey, Mommy. How long will it take my bone to get better? I want to dance again with everybody. Hey, Mommy! Do you like my shirt? Look, we're matching! Mommy, thank you for everything! I love you more than anything in the whole wide world! Mommy, look! I drew it!
The Okonomiyaki War, huh?
That was so fun! We should do it again!
The food or the food fight?
Both!
I'm gonna have to say no to the latter, sweetie. It took forever to clean.
But Uncle said he wants to do it again too! Hey, Mommy.
Yes?
Are you gonna marry him?
What are you talking about?
Imagine if she
As long as
had.
it's Uncle, I'm all for it!
Knowing what we know
I
now.
said go for it!
That have been fun.
I always question myself. Could I keep living a lie? I had promised Monika that I would avenge her. But I couldn't work up the courage. And maybe Renju was exaggerating. But there's no statute of limitations for murder in Japan. If we showed Monika's body to the police, so would be punished by the law. And the Tsujima's and
True.
Kumakura's crimes would be uncovered. But that would mean Iris's secret would be uncovered as well. That's what I was really worried about. I didn't want Iris to know that Zoe was her father. And even more than that, I didn't want her to know that I'm not her real mother. That's the real reason I've been silent for 18 years. I didn't want to lose Iris. But fate can be cruel. God used other means to take Iris from me.
Yeah.
Iris suddenly collapsed. It was caused by a malignant tumor in her brain. There's nothing we can do. She only has a year to live at most. That's what the doctor said. If you remember me telling you. But what I didn't tell you is that there was an experimental new treatment. It was...
Was it somehow related to
Some
sinking?
of the cutting-edge nanomachines can even go inside.
Oh,
the brain
right,
and
you
cure
brought up
illnesses.
this.
They can even cure cancer. And they go beep, beep, beep. That's what Mom said.
So that's what that conversation with her mom was from.
nanomachines. Nanomachines could remove the tumor.
I didn't start playing this game because I wanted to play Metal Gear.
With my salary, it wasn't something I could afford. I thought hard about it. About how I could get my hands on that kind of money. But I couldn't think of a solution. Past.
I mean, get in contact with Renji, right?
Before I knew it, it was November. Iris's symptoms worsened. Her time was running out. I was starting to panic. I couldn't sit here and waste time while Iris... In any case, I had to get the money before it was too late. So I thought of a plan.
I mean, you're 11 months out of the year, so I feel like, realistically, it probably was too late.
2 days ago, on Saturday night, I called So and invited him to come to the warehouse. He agreed to come. After I hinted at what happened 18 years ago, I had prepared everything, hiding behind the forklift until So came. When he finally arrived, he walked over to the workbench where I had laid Monica's body. He lifted the cloth and looked down. He whimpered and stumbled back. Even he was fazed, seeing a body he thought he got rid of 18 years ago. Not to mention it was the body of a woman he was in a relationship with.
Oh.
A woman his own son killed.
I mean, deserved,
He
but...
reacted exactly as I expected he would. I had prepared a recording and sent it to his phone.
I know what happened 18 years ago. Everything. I know who did it, and I know she had a baby inside her. You can probably guess what I'm going to say next. Be prepared to pay for my silence. I will tell you the exact amount later. And don't tell anyone about this. Not Saito. Not the Kumakuras. If you do anything even remotely suspect, I will go to the press with the truth. Understand?
I told him to keep quiet and cut ties with the Kumakuras. Even if he found out who I was, without the Kumakura gang, he had no power over me.
Smart, honestly.
There's no way he'd risk his political career, not to go after me. I saw So put his phone back into his pocket and run out of the warehouse. I came out of my hiding place to put Monica's body back, but then something unexpected happened.
There's Date.
I saw you.
Hey.
I hid behind the forklift before you saw me, and when you were done looking around,
It can't be. Iris.
Oh. Me too, buddy.
Iris is not Hitomi's daughter.
Well, we got that part.
Iris's father is Sosajima. Her mother, Monica Iwai, was killed 18 years ago by So's son, Saito. However, Hitomi raised Iris since she was a baby. Hitomi showed unwavering love and compassion for her. Just as much as her biological mother would have, if not more.
Yes, Queen, get those child support payments.
Iris's tumor was discovered in January.
He's a politician, so he can afford it.
The only possible treatment was experimental nanotechnology. However, that treatment is restrictively expensive. Hitomi devised a plan to blackmail Sosajima for the money. The best way to establish the blackmail was to show him proof directly. That is why Hitomi created the scene with the corpse. She was the one who called So to the warehouse. On Sunday night, what Date saw was what Hitomi had prepared for So.
Good job breaking that shit, Date.
That is the summary of what we have learned so far. But there are some things I have yet to understand. Date, pull yourself together. Ask her questions.
Why don't you pop out in hamster form and just ask her yourself? Well, we kind of know about this, but...
I'm sorry. I have no idea. No, I did not. All of this was my idea.
I probably don't have to ask, but let me just be sure. After I left the warehouse, what did you do?
I put Monica's body back onto the hood of the forklift. Then, I left.
Makes sense.
That's why the police didn't see the body when they arrived on the scene. It makes perfect sense now that I have the facts. Iris did not resurrect. You simply mistook Monica for Iris. The body did not disappear. Hitomi moved it. Those were the events at the warehouse Sunday night. Simple.
Yeah, simple.
There are still a few loose ends, but I believe I understand what occurred 18 years ago. However, none of this ties directly back to Shoko Nadami.
That's what I was thinking about.
It was just 4 days ago.
She was the first murder.
Is it connected? Or are these two separate cases?
If there is a connection, it would be with Renju and So. We can think about it later. More importantly...
Because it's not like she would have been killed to get at Renju since they're divorced. Like, you know, in theory he might still care about her, but like they can't really... It would be just stupid to, you know, rely on that.
Where are you going?
To look for Iris, of course.
But you have no idea where she is, right?
Do you know something?
Yes.
Do you have a GPS tracker on her?
4 o'clock today. I received a phone call. I don't know who it was. They were using a voice modulator.
Oh, they have her.
Say.
I have your daughter. Don't call the police or she dies. That's why I didn't tell you earlier.
Renju.
We don't know that for certain.
I mean...
It could be number 89.
What's the difference, really?
Either way, Iris is in danger right now.
The voice asked for something else. He told me to go to a specified location with you.
With me?
Yes.
The culprit knows me? It must be Renju.
Technically, 89 knows you.
What location?
It's the sync machine in the other area.
I'm sorry, but this stops now.
What happened to Boss? Oh, she got shot, didn't she? Yikes.
Run!
Boss!
Please, do not worry.
That smile
We'll
isn't
put
great.
her to sleep.
What are you doing?
My orders. They told us to halt our investigation. The boss was already going against orders as it is, which is why...
Investigation? What investigation? Shoko or Iris?
Neither. The investigation of Monika's murder.
Monica?
There it
The case
is.
is all but completely solved.
Yes, but only to us, right? If we say nothing, then her investigation is ongoing.
So Tsujima. So threatened us, didn't he?
I don't know.
That's the voice of
You
someone who
have
definitely doesn't
your
know.
authority on this investigation. As of 5 minutes ago. In fact, you are to be placed under house arrest.
He's just a fucking nerd. We can take him.
I suggest you comply.
Iva, can you turn the power off?
Easily.
Nice hack into the system, baby.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh. Brutal.
Now tell me, where is the location?
That's what it sounded like, but that can't be it,
I
right?
tell you.
Why not?
You wouldn't do that,
I
right?
told you, you'd go alone. wouldn't
Not to
you?
a named character.
But if I don't go with you,
Alright, take me there.
I want to say probably, I don't know, maybe he'd like, you know, really just ripped his arm back so he'd like pass out from the pain or something. Because like that crack doesn't sound like he'd like, you know, bonked his head or something. Which would be like where my mind would go first. Yeah. Because I can't imagine Pewter's like very like resilient to pain.
I know this place.
it's the chemical plant.
So that kind of thing would
caused the
probably work. Yeah. Yep. You know that from the other route.
Date, I'm sorry, but this is going to be bad.
What
No
happened?
kidding.
Someone has begun to access my stored memory.
Oh, so that's why he
They are
knows.
attempting to wipe all the data.
Never mind. That wouldn't make sense.
Everything I have accumulated over the last 5 years, including backups.
Pewter.
Why didn't you store some backups externally, idiot?
Almost definitely.
Well, I guess you would have access to that.
Just like admin rights. Summon some ice, but that will only buy time.
Fucking whack-a-mole hamster.
After my ice is broken, Peter will be able to access Watch It, like core programming. He will be able to destroy my body.
Maybe we should have killed him.
Why?
It must be related to the orders they are receiving from the top. The higher-ups clearly see you as a threat, Dante. They
Find
have
somewhere to
something
get a
more
backup that
than
isn't
the equation.
like
Suppose their motivation hardly matters now. The most important thing now is finding Iris and bringing her to Abyss within 4 hours. Or else,
now Iba's gonna die.
Date, what's wrong?
Nothing. Just
Oh, just tell her.
all right.
She deserves that to know that much.
So get moving.
She should know that there's a time limit here.
Counting on you, Date.
Okay, so number 89 is gonna be in the fucking
go in
thing with
first.
Iris, the sync
Wait
machine.
here.
Okay.
Thank God she's smart enough to know that he has a better chance of surviving this. Yep. Why she got a fucking sheet over her? Like, she can't be dead because then the machine wouldn't work. So what? What?
Renju?
But... Why would you kill? What? Who swapped with... the... Who... Why Renju? Okay, so we know Renju's in one chair, and they obviously very intentionally didn't let us see who was in the other one. But it has to be Iris, because we know she was at that area. But also, that's also what kind of what they led us to believe, so, you know, possibly not. Okay, so... They swapped Renju's mind into someone else, and then killed whoever was in Renju's body. Ugh. There's another lock. That's gonna unlock the thing with that boss over at the other end. Good lord. Hey, this game, you see, there's things happening in the video game, and I don't know what to think. I think my theory was from earlier was destroyed, more or less. I mean, I guess it could still technically happen, but the fact that they tried to swap Renju into someone, maybe succeeded. The deeper I go into this, the weirder it is that apparently the sequel is going to be continuing off of Izuki's route and not like one of these ends where we actually know shit. Like, I love her, so I'm glad, but... Well, I mean, as much as I really fucking want to keep going and figure out what is happening, this is obviously a very good stopping point. So I'm gonna take it where I can get it. So thanks for coming to the stream. That was a lot. That was a lot. Let's see if anyone else is online. Oh, okay. I mean, it'll be interesting if they go that route then. What is happening? Hell yes. Is fun the right word? This is an interesting stream. We found out a lot, and I also don't know anything anymore. But yeah, Hachiko's still streaming because that about figures. But she's always tilts her raid. So hell yeah, why not? So yeah, tomorrow night we have a stream. We're gonna do some more Neo The World Ends With You. Different time than usual. So that should be fun. And yeah, we'll get back to whatever the fuck is going on here next week. I don't know anything anymore. Nothing's right. Everything's wrong. Yeah. Oh my god, I just saw the fucking art you made, Seer. Thank you? That's me. That's exactly... That's my mind right now. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna check out what's going on with Hachiko's stream. Make sure I got the thing up. Annoyingly, the last time I raided someone, it was like fucking laggy, so I couldn't like listen to what they were saying. Internet shit sucks. But yeah, we're gonna raid Hachiko. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Next stream tomorrow. But now I'm really looking forward to next week when we're gonna find out what the fuck is going on here. Because I don't know what to think anymore. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, thanks for chatting, thanks for the raid. And we're gonna have fun soon, maybe. But hey, more World Ends With You tomorrow. So that's always a fun time. So yeah, I'll see y'all around, and have a good night. Go get some rest. Because I know I'm gonna need it after all that. Good night. Bye-bye.